And good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Welcome on into the Dragon's Den. My name is Digital Dragon, aka Luke, and I am a 3D printing variety streamer here on Twitch. What does that mean? Well, it means that we do everything from assemble 3D printers to build some of the 3D printers you see behind us. We've been working on some cosplay stuff as well as regular 3D prints. We've dealt with some RC type stuff where we put together some Death Racers, an Ivan Miranda mini tank, and a Top Fuel dragster for the different Rep Rap festivals going around. So yeah, that's kind of it. I do anything and everything that's 3D printing and 3D printing, I'll say adjacent. But welcome on in, everybody. Let's see who we got chatting here. It's going to be a little bit different. My screens are a little set up differently, so you'll see me looking different ways, and I've had to kill some of the lights behind me because what you may or may not be able to see is there's a camera right here for today's stream. Normally it's over on the side here, but it's here today so that we can see the printer that we're working on. Hey, Pez Liz, Westery One, how's it going? Yes, Sarah! How's it going, sis? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. A lot of stuff going around. A lot of people dealing with some long COVID right now as well with my job. And my brother just got out of the hospital. He spent the weekend in the hospital with a infection. They basically chalked it up to cellulitis, and just he was finally able to go home today. But he's having a lot of problems. Well, I'll say recurring problems with his leg after his accident, where he had the two titanium rods put in his legs. So he's had some issues with those where he keeps getting infections. So, but he's doing good. Exactly, Liz. Glad you're getting better. I may be a little amped up today, just because Mrs. Dragon stopped by Dunkin' Donuts on the way home, and I was supposed to have an extra large. This, folks, is not an extra large. So they gave her a second one. So I now have 3 cups of coffee lined up on the table here because I had just made one about an hour and a half ago. So if I drink these 3 cups of coffee, I'm going to be like wired for the night. I guess I can get caught up on Ahsoka and Wheel of Time and a bunch of other shows tonight. But I hope you guys are doing well. Pez Liz, I hope you're making good progress on your Cocoa Press. Westery, I know you've done 1 or 2 streams. I just keep missing you, and I'm sorry for that, sis. But I hope that you're doing better and you're getting out there and doing a little bit of walking and movement and seeing the horses. I'm sure the black misses you. But yeah, so we've been working on this, I'll say this monstrosity that's sitting up here that's in the way that I keep trying to look around. I guess if I do something like that, it would be easier. So I can see the chat now without having to look over, around, or under a cord. Still finishing belts. Okay, cool, Pez Liz. So the printer that you see here, this is the Flying Bear Reborn 2. And I'm going to switch the view. Which one? This one. Yes. So here we are. This is the Flying Bear Reborn 2. I'm going to say top to the bottom. This build plate is 325 by 325 millimeters. And the Z height is 350. So this is what we will refer to as a helmet class or cosplay friendly 3D printer. It does come with dual Z. They are on different driver motors. We did figure that out when we opened the case up and looked at the controller board on here. It has a nice extruder hot end up here. This is a, wow, that's kind of hard to see from this angle. Let's raise you guys up a little bit. See if I can't get you up here. There we go. Ooh, bring you down here. So we've got a dual drive gear extruder. It's very similar. The drive gears are the size of the Bondtech LGX. So they're the larger drive gears, and it is a dual gear. You do have a little knob up here, the palm wheel, so you can actually load and unload filament yourself if you need to. It does have a see-through cover on the front, so you can see the filament path. And if you get a jam, it's 4 screws out of the front, and you should be able to clean out any jam right here in the front. So that's nice. We do have an all-metal hot end down here, which will go up to 350C, which is very nice. We did get a second box in Saturday after our last stream. So second box here. And what this is a PEI bed sheet for the build plate and an ABL sensor. So the bed here is glass, and this is borosilicate glass with a silicone heater pad directly attached. And then there's a little bit of insulation underneath. So in order to put PEI on this, we are actually going to put the magnet directly on top of the glass and then the PEI sheet on there. That's going to happen in a later video. What I wanted to do was get this printing factory. So that means we went through and we did the build last stream. Everything's fully assembled. Now this stream will be going through the initial leveling. We have a first print. There is a test file on the SD card that came with it. So we'll do that little test print after we go through and look at our instructions on doing the initial bed leveling. Then we'll do, once we get that going and we can see that it's sticking down and stuff, we'll work on installing the slicer software and slicing up a new file for ourselves. This board does have Wi-Fi in it. It does have Wi-Fi on this board. The board is a MKS Robin Nano V3. The nice thing with that board is it supports 5 drivers. So even though we have 2 Z motors, they're on separate drivers. So we can do basically a Z tilt adjust and make sure that the bed side to side is trimmed with our hot end, right? Frisbee is done printer and assembling it. Oh yeah, the black totally misses working. I bet he's going to get lazy and just sit there and think, okay, my job now is just to eat hay and have fun. But yeah, we've opened everything up. The bed is also a mains heated bed. And as you can see, we've got a full wraparound enclosure. So we got the doors, everything closes up nicely. And there is a hat that sits on top here. You'll love this, Westry. We got a little pop-up tent, right? So it's just like an umbrella. It has this little piece in the middle, and you'll line that up with the hole, push it through, and it has a lever that clicks that'll keep it sprung out in the tent. And there's these 4 little corners here. and you'll have these little legs that'll fit into these corners. And this gives you your top hat so that you can print things like ABS, ASA, polycarbonate, nylon. So it's got a reflective coating on the inside, and so that way it'll reflect the radiant heat back into the printer. And so this is how it's all set up. So you'll get this nice little dome to it. The only thing that stinks is, one, of course, it's not a full nice seal, so you do have a little bit of gaps. And this is all top level air. So this is top level high air volume above the printed surface. So we all know hot air rises. So this is going to trap all your hot air up here, but it may not settle all the way down as your print goes down. So you may have some issues with some print cooling. We'll see. But the nice thing is, if you need to, you can just basically push in the front two edges here and tilt it back. It's a convertible, and then it falls off. But it basically is like a convertible top. But yeah, so far, everything that I've seen with it, it's a nice, decent little printer. And we're going to actually get it going today. We're going to get it going today. So the plan is, we're going to start off. I'm going to lower you folks back down here a bit. And we're going to do a little bit of AMSR, because before we can do any printing, well, we need to get our bed surface ready. We need to get our screen prepared, right? So we need to remove the sticker off of our screen. So we're going to get our first little peel here. Here we go. And then we're going to need to peel the sticker off the bed. So there is a protective sticker on the borosilicate glass. So we'll have to peel this off as well. Oh, nice. All right. And of course, before we do anything, we're going to clean this. So get out our IPA. The other downside of this, folks, is because this bed is connected directly to the heater, you can't take this off to wash it. So if you need to wash this, you're bringing cleaning materials to the printer, and you're going to have to do a little bit of, washing, rinsing, and stuff on the printer. Hey, Britt, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. So, yeah, that's a downside to this particular bed design, is because that heater's directly attached to the glass. If you ever need to clean the glass, then clean it with like Dawn dish detergent or whatever to get some oils off. You're going to have to bring some water and your solution up here, wipe it down with your soapy water, rinse it off with a clean rag and clean water, and you're going to have to do it in such a way that you don't get water all over everything. So that's one downside to this design. But this printer, once again, 325 by 325 by 350, this printer with the PEI sheet and the ABL sensor is $390. So a $400 printer, this has a pretty close to the build volume of a Ender 5 Plus. I mean, once again, you should be able to do helmets on this full size, single print. Okay, so we've peeled it off. We've gotten our bed cleaned initially. All of the instructions that we've been following to date so far are YouTube videos. Their instruction manual, I'll show you, is very, very limited. It has like the first couple of steps. So, user's manual, right? Yay, stickers, join us, a lot of different QR codes. So they're Reddit, TikTok, I have no idea what VK is, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. So they got all your QR codes there. Some instructions, some safety tips, technical specs. Once again, print size is 325 by 325 by 350. Overall printer size is 525 by 558 by 595. And that's without the top hat. So this becomes a very, very tall printer when you have to use a top hat for heated chamber printing. It does have a nozzle up to 350. It says technically 450. It's the thermistor that won't get you there, right? You'd have to swap out the thermistor. Hotbed temperature will get you up to 110. It does have Wi-Fi. It does have a SD card and USB, though it's not recommended. And the reason it's not recommended, this is your USB port. If you're connecting your USB jack in here, you cannot shut the door. At least if you're putting the SD card in, you can shut that door completely and you can then print in a heated chamber. So something to be aware of. Standard stuff. They use Cura as the slicer of choice here. So talks about the packing list, which this is sort of nice because the packing list in the box is all Chinese, so that makes for a great time. And then this is basically the extent of the instructions. It shows you how to mount your T-nuts and slide in your uprights, and then mount the gantry, and then that's pretty close to where it ends. Everything after that is YouTube videos. I do like that they give you the nice big circuit diagram though. That's very helpful. It doesn't have pinouts, but it at least gives you an idea of what's plugged in where. So if you're having to do any work, you can. Now, one thing I will tell you is my plan here is we're going to print with it the way it comes, which is Marlin, and we're going to do some prints on it. But the MKS board that's in here does support Clipper. So we can use in fact, I already have a printer config file from, is it Print SOS, Fader, and I've got, I'll say 90% of a config file for Clipper running on the MKS Robin Nano V3. He has also put out a video, and I've got a GitHub page that walks you through how to take this screen, which is normally not good for Clipper screen, and repin it to work on a Raspberry Pi and do Clipper screen with it. So we should be able to get Clipper screen on here and everything. So that will be a down the road thing. We'll add the PEI sheet and the ABL stuff and do that through Marlin. then we'll do an upgrade to Clipper and work through all of that stuff on the stream. So that'll be some of the stuff that leads us up to Earth and possibly after Earth. Give me 1 second and I will be right back. I want to go grab something. Sorry about that, folks, but this is the other thing that Mrs. Dragon picked up today. So as you guys know, I had stickers made up, and I had cards last year with my socials on it, and Mrs. Dragon did these up and had them printed out. The logo is a little bit too dark, so we're going to see if we can get that lightened up and do another batch. But yeah, we're starting to, I say, get a little more professional as we start going to some more of the rep festivals and shows. Now, as long as I don't forget half of this stuff, I'll be good. Okay. We need to bring up our browser window. And of course, why is the browser not coming up? There we go. And we're going to follow along, like I said, with the videos. And this is going to take us through doing the leveling and first print. Yep. Need to power things on. Grab power. Plug that in on the side. And power things on. And it wants us to tighten all of the bed screws all the way down. Is that desktop audio very loud? Ads, really?
Whatever you do it for less
Ugh.
at Harbor Freight.
This is the reason I hate YouTube videos. Or at least as instructions, but almost there. Okay. So it said to click to our origin, which is the move box, right? Yep. And then we're going to hit the XYZ home button in the middle. Darn, I was hoping that was going to... Well, I was hoping we were going to get an actual good view of this. Sorry, it's washing out so bad. All right, so I'll lift you up here, and I'm going to say home. And we should hopefully have it move. Bed's moving up, and I think it's out of kilter because I'm hearing it grind a little bit here and there, but like I said, I think it's just a little off kilter. It's trying to get there. And this has flags on each side so there's a limit switch on each side of the bed that it should trigger, and it has triggered both of them. So we are fully triggered at this point. I will move you guys in a little bit more so you can hopefully see better. So you see this blue light here? That's the trigger point over here, and there's another one. You might not be able to see it as much, but there's a blue light right over here, and that's the other trigger point. Okay, thanks for the alert, Westry. Oh, you want to visit a Harbor Freight during Earth? Okay, there should also be a micro center there as well. In fact, I just found out that there's going to be a micro center going in Charlotte, which is about an hour and a half away. Okay, we need our trusty paper. So we're going to put it underneath here. And I didn't see what to click. Darn it. Paper. So we're going to go back. Tools. Leveling. First corner. Probably get a regular sheet of paper, as it will be easier than this little sheet. And the good thing is, in this video, they tell you to do this multiple times, which is what you should do, is do this multiple times. Hey, Timur. We are just following our little YouTube video and doing our initial bed leveling. And one thing to note when you start to do this, since we took all 4 of them down as tight as they could go, and I started loosening this first one up to get the first corner down, I couldn't get it loose enough, because basically with the other 3 corners all the way down or tightened all the way up, the left front screw basically started freewheeling on me before I was touching it. So if that happens, just loosen up the other screw on that, either the front or the back, so that it'll give more play and tension on the spring. And that's another reason why you want to go through and do this multiple times, because every time you adjust one, it will impact the others. So the first time, I normally do this like 3 different times all the way around. And we're doing this cold. We're not doing this hot. We're doing it cold. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video there while I continue to go around and do this. Like, why is it not getting there? It's because you're turning it the wrong way. There we go. Oh yeah, we had gone out on Monday. Well, I guess that's yesterday. We went out and Mrs. Dragon had a doctor's appointment, and then I had one later in the day. And between the two, we went to the Apple store at one of the local malls and got her an Apple Watch, which is like a Series 8. Mine's a Series 6, so go figure. I guess that means I need to upgrade or something. But we got her a new watch and then went to my doctor's appointment, then went out to Target and got new pillowcases and stuff like that. And normally Target has a bunch of stuff, especially since it's relatively close to back to school, and their selection sucked. So, but luckily I've got an Office Max. We have Office Max and Office Depot. They're now owned by the same parent company. I can't remember who bought who out. But yeah, I mean, they're basically one and the same. So I love going there and just buying office supply stuff. And then Micro Center, like me and Evil Diesel were like, he sent me a message today saying like, "Oh my God, did you see this?" I was like, "Yep." And the the downside is there's an IKEA on the way, so it's like, okay, we can drop the spouses off at IKEA, and then we can go into Micro Center and pick them up on the way back. And he's like, "Why pick them up?" To which my response was, because if not, they know how to get home and then we'll be dead. And he goes, "Okay, true. Plan B, we'll pick them up and just hope they haven't spent more than we did at Micro Center." I was like, "Yeah, better plan." Okay, so we went back to, we go all the way back to the main menu. Then we go back to the move and we rehome everything. Yes, it did, Timor. I did have the other box. That's what I did show. It showed up on Saturday. So now it wants us to get some filament. So let's get some filament. What kind of filament do we want to put in it? Let's see. Um, Trying to see what colors I have. And what color may show up well on a black build plate. So we'll do aqua blue, PLA. That should be light enough that it'll show up well. And yes, I just stabbied that. Too bad Westery wasn't paying attention. Yeah, we'll go with the aqua blue, so that should show up nice. Our spool holder is on the right side of the printer, as you can see in the video there. I'll bring you guys over here. Right, so spool holder. This is a metal spool holder that just goes into the ABS side panel. I did just clip this at a 45 degrees. And your filament runout sensor is right there. The nice thing is transparent, so you can see the filament go through. And of course you can see the filament as it gets stuck in there because, there we go. There's like a specific, if you cut it the wrong direction, then it hangs, all that good stuff. And this is a reverse Bowden tube, so I should be able to just push this through all the way to the extruder. Okay, and I'm right at the extruder now. So let me bring this over here, bring you up, and let's see if you can focus. See if we can see as I move this the right way. Nope, did not move it the right way. Yep, not getting it the right way, so hold on. There we go, it was just the angle, I think. There we go. So we just got started in there. If I can get it to, okay. So right here in the middle, you see how I just fed that through the large gears manually. Hey, Stephen Poole, how's it going? Hey, Shenanigans, how are you doing? We are just trying to work through the first print on our new printer. Now I'm going to tell it to home X and Y again because I didn't move it slightly. So this is the Flying Bear Reborn 2. It is a Cura XY printer. It is 325 by 325 by 350 build volume. So, and we're watching their YouTube video because there really isn't much in the way of instructions except these YouTube videos. This is normally not how I like to do this. Okay, so we're going to go to the filament, 10 millimeters, and we want it to go down. Oh, probably need to heat the nozzle up first, huh? That's good news, is it won't let you actually run it without the nozzle hot. And as mentioned earlier, yeah, it's nice that there's a little window on the extruder because you can tell if you're getting any type of filament jam, especially if you're running like a flexible. And the other side of that, or the other nice thing about this is, It's basically using the, I'll call it the LGX gears. So that's the large, let me bring you folks over here. It'll be easier to show you here. So it's the large drive gears on both sides. So that's really nice that we've got large drive gears on each side, especially like I said, for doing anything like a TPU or other type filament like that. Come on. All right, we're at 10. We're up at temp. I'm going to say go. And there we go. So good news is it does have protections for trying to extrude with a cold nozzle. This is running Marlin, and it is running a MKS Robin Nano 3 controller board. I'm just trying to run some filament through until it comes out the bottom. And what's really nice is your entire extruder and hot end assembly here came pre-assembled, and it just mounts onto the back carriage, which is already on the gantry, with 4 M3x6 screws. So it's steel plate to steel plate for that mounting. Yes. Your neighbors are back at with the special smoke. Well, I mean, as long as it's legal. I just really wish there was something like more than 10 millimeters at a time. I mean, you get 1, 5, and 10. There we go. We're finally getting some filament coming out there. Woohoo! We got a primed nozzle. Yay! Okay. And the next thing it tells us to do is take our nondescript 4 gig SD card. We're going to install that into the board, and it goes in upside down, I believe. And it's one of the springy ones. So push it in and let the spring click it in. We'll go back to that main menu and click on printing. And there's an R2 test G file. We'll click that, say confirm. And now it's going to heat the build plate up. And I wish I could, we'll see if I can get you a straight on of the actually here, let me do it this way. There we go. I mean, it's got decent graphics on it. So, but we're going to have to test our Z height. Now, they show you having to go all the way out in order to adjust your Z height, like stop the print and then manually or adjust it and then redo the print, we should be able to adjust it on the fly according to the videos I've seen. Yeah, so on the bottom right of your display when you're printing, here I'll pop you off while it's finishing heating. So on the bottom right of the display here, you can click the More button, and you can do Z offset, change the cooling fan, layer stop, or something with filament. So we would be able to hit Z offset and then adjust our Z offset in increments of 0.01, 0.1, or 1 millimeter, and then up or down. So we should be able to adjust our Z offset on the fly on this first print, rather than like stop the print and try and start over again. And we are high. Well, maybe not. So it seems like we're high on one side and low on the other. So I'm just going to slightly adjust the bed knobs rather than try and adjust the overall Z offset. It's basically doing a brim right now. Let me bring you guys up here and make it a little bit closer for you. If you can see, our lines aren't touching just yet, so we'll drop it down just a little bit more. See if we can get our lines to start squishing together. Actually, it looks like an interesting first layer test here. I don't know what it is, but at least it's giving us a good something good to actually look at and evaluate our first layer. Normally they provide such these small prints that you can't really tell how your first layer is going down. So I normally go with like a 120 by 120 cube just to be able to check out the first layer. What you guys think so far? You've got first layers going down good, or do you think we're too close or not close enough? As the extruder gets in the way of mine. I mean, it feels good. It feels flat. It doesn't feel like it's ridging up on me, which would be a little bit too close. So this for US Timor, this printer, this whole printer, and so here we'll look at it real fast. So the Flying Bear printer itself, just the Reborn 2 to the US, is $375. If you want to add in a secondary print head, now this print head is just the nozzle, the heater block, the heat break, and it looks like a heater and possibly a thermistor. It becomes $419. If you want the printer with a roll of PLA, it's $429. That's an expensive roll of PLA. That's like a $50 roll of PLA. I would suggest not doing that one. The Reborn 2 with the PEI bed, of course with the magnet, and the automatic bed leveling part, which may or may not be worth it. I don't know yet. We haven't installed it and checked it out. Is $390. So base printer $375 for $15 more. You get the PEI bed, the magnet, and the bed leveling part. And if I remember right, that includes shipping. Though it says shipping calculated at checkout. Nope, I'm not going to do that. But I will double check for you guys real fast. So give me a second. I will try and raise you all up so you can see this print a little bit better. Don't know if I can get you guys any closer, really. There you go. You can see that print going down. Give me 1 second. Yeah, for me, in the US, shipping to the US, it said 0 tax and 0 shipping. So it was $390. Hey, DaVinci One, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Okay, and so I am still getting too close on this right side, so I'm going to lower the right side of the bed because it looks to be good on the left side, but the right side I was hearing some clicking, especially in the back. So I'm going to adjust that offset with the knobs. And that's where the bed leveling will come into play. So that will be the good thing to do there. I don't know if you can see. Let me Let me hide the browser screen briefly. So back here, I am getting, well, towards the back right side of the printer, I'm getting, it's a lot lighter, and I am getting some bubbling up from where it's too close and it's ridging out. So that's why I was tightening the knobs on this side of the bed, because this side seems to be good. So if I change the Z, it's going to change both sides by that amount. So if your bed may be a little off kilter, that's where you would do the tramming with the knobs, as opposed to doing a full Z offset. Now, once we have ABL, it should be able to compensate for a bed that's not fully level. And when we go to clipper this, because we've got independent Z lead screws, we'll be able to check the bed on the center on each side and tram the bed to the Z axis. And side to side, it'll be level and trammed to the bed axis. So it should be good there. Oh yeah, and I'm just letting this print for a minute here. Now, while we're doing that and while we're letting it print, I'm going to go through and install Ultimaker Cura on this machine, because that is what we're going to do. It tells us to pick a specific version of Cura, which I will probably just grab the latest version of Cura. Yeah, Timor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, probably Thursday, we will install the bed and the auto leveling sensor with Marlin, and we'll just continue to stay with Marlin. Then after that, we'll go and install or update everything over to Clipper. Now, Fedor, I think is his name, Print SOS, who has been working through these videos, actually has a Clipper config for the MKS Robin, and he's got a link to some pages that will allow us to use the stock touchscreen with Clipper screen. So we just have to basically cut the ends off and create our own wiring harness. So we'll create a wiring harness for the screen to the Raspberry Pi. But I want to see what version of Ultimaker Cura this thing tells us to use. Yeah, it's telling us to go to previous versions and go to a 4.0 version. Oh yeah, we're gonna have fun. And I've seen people like put a different board in this printer in order to go to Clipper. I think that's what Aurora Tech did, was went with a full, I think, Manta M8P, but you don't have to. So yeah, it's telling us to go to version 4.13. Ugh. Let's go to Ultimaker Cura. What's the current version for Windows 64-bit? 5.4. And it tells us that it wants us to go all the way back to 4.13, which I'm going to do simply because they provide a file to upload, and I don't know if it'll work with the latest version. Because sometimes older profiles will not go in, but if you load them in the older version and then upgrade, it'll do whatever it needs to do in the background. So apparently we got to go all the way down, keep going, keep going. Hey, there we go. There's 413.1, 413.0. Was it 413.0 or 413.1 they were telling us to do? 413.0. We'll come down here to 413.0. And we'll grab that AMD 64 image. So the other thing to remember with this, and you'll notice it right here, these are 10 millimeter belts. So yeah, most of the time you're dealing with 6 millimeter belts. Even on a boron 2.4, the only place using the 9 millimeter belts are on the Z-axis. So, all right, so we've downloaded both versions. We're going to open 413 and install that. We're going to do the base install. I'm just going to do the basic full install. We'll go ahead and run Ultimaker Cura. I have no idea what it's printing. This is just the file that came on the SD card. So I have no idea really what I'm printing. Other than now the front is way too high, so we'll see if we can fix that. And so we'll just adjust the wheel. Would be good. Hey, Royal Nomi, how you doing? And yeah, like I said, I have absolutely no idea what's printing. It's just a test file, and we're going to let that print while we install um, our Ultimaker Cura software. Get making an account. Add a network printer. No. Add a non-network printer for the moment. And what does it tell us to do here? So the nice thing is, like I said, it's a big enough first layer print that you can tell what it's, you can really adjust your layer height and really get them dialed in. Normally, like on the video, you saw it was doing like a bolt and nut, and there's not enough to really be able to tell if you've got it dialed in because you're only looking at a very small portion of the build plate. Where you'll see on some of my builds, I'll do like a 120 by 120 or larger square, so I can actually try and dial in the whole build plate. And once again, like I said, on Thursday when we add the ABL sensor, that'll give us a bed mesh and should make it that much easier. And I'm noticing that this side over here might be a little too high as well. Back that off just a tad. Slight minor adjustments. Don't make big cranks on the wheel, just slight minor adjustments. See how the next few lines go down. I have not tried Chet's E-leveler gizmo because I don't have one. If he's at Earth and has some, I will try and buy one from him. If not, then I can probably buy one. I think he's got an Amazon store. So, okay, so we're going to add a non-network printer. And I believe it goes down and grabs a Flying Bear Ghost 6. And then we just adjust the printer size. And that's what it's doing. So I'm going to come down to the Flying Bear. Nope, Ghost 5 apparently. Change the name. And it wants me to add the values according to the video, which is great. And I can't really see the video. I'm going to have to blow that up. But I do know it's 325 in the X, 325 in the Y, 350 in the Z height. I just don't know about anything else. So okay. Then it tells you to go use a QR code to go pull down the file. So 325, 325, 350. Keep the start and end G codes the same. Hit next, 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 next through all the crud there. Finish on the release notes. I want you to go pull a QR code, which I have no idea where that goes to. The Cura plugin. Did I already download that over here or not? I have not. Oh, nice. They provide the actual, they provide the link in the YouTube video, which is nice. Rather than clicking a QR code. Go back to the video. FlameBear Reborn 2, Cura plugin. Okay, Pez Yeah, I still didn't see what I clicked on. Okay, it just said Cura plugin. So that might be the oldest, not the newest firmware. Oh. That, and I don't need firmware. What I need is the Cura plugins. Oh, darn it. All right, I may have to actually see where that goes. Really, really hate to do this, but Google Drive, folders. All right, give me 1 second, folks, while I try and type in this URL. Is there? I have that in Safari. That's fine. Hey. Okay, so we've got a Cura plugin. We'll go into the Cura plugin, and we'll have the start and end G code and print configuration files from various materials. So we just need to download these two. Hey, Zombie Hedgehog, how are you doing? We are just putting some filament through our Flying Bear Reborn 2 that we put together on last stream. You have one of these extruders? Nice. Now, do you have a Flying Bear printer? Okay. The nice thing is, so it's like the LGX dual gear, so it's the larger gears. So it seems like it's pulling filament pretty good. It looks like I'm way high on this right side still. You just got your Polysonic. Now you need to print a hedgehog. There you go. There you go, Da Vinci. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is get I'm following the video instructions. Oh, apparently it just stopped my recording on me because I ran out of disk space. I should clean that up. Oh, that's nice. Oh, there's one somewhere. Hey, Daddy Wazzy, how you doing, sir? Welcome on in. Well, Nomi, thank you for being here as always and saying hi to people. So, yeah, where was I? So we're following the instructions here. We just downloaded a couple of files. Good print for Halloween, yeah. So it's going to have our start and end G code and another file that we're going to use. So all right. I have not worked in Cura in a while, so this is going to take me probably a little bit to figure my way around. So we're on the Flying Bear, manage printers, Flying Bear Reborn 2. Machine settings, you probably don't want me to go in there. Okay, so yeah, I mean, so far it's printing a little bit decent. Once I can get the first layer fully dialed in, which, like I said, it's a little bit off. So I'm tweaking the actual bed screws to kind of get it dialed. Whoops, to get it dialed in a little bit better. Because I noticed that as I was trying to do the Z height auto adjust, that it was looking good on one side and then like butt on the other. So, and I like once again that they gave you a larger size print to be able to work with. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to take a look at this in full view to see what the heck it was telling me to do. We downloaded the files. Okay, so turn on all the setting visibility. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to get my initial Cura set up because, like I said, I have not done Cura in forever and a day. Okay, there we go. Now we're seeing all settings. We're just going to open them all up. Gotcha. Now that we've got that, then it wanted me to manage profile. And this is where we're going to do an import and grab the profile that we just downloaded. Hey, Papa Bear, how are you doing? Yes, this is the flying bear that is printing now. Um, and sorry, I'm like, import, download. So I'm watching the video and it says, oh, just click on this and say import, right? And just do that one Cura profile. Except the files that they now provide have like a zip file for TPU, PLA, PETG, nylon, ABS. So we've got all these damn nested zip files that we have to unzip. And I'm going to assume extract one at a time. Damn, people are annoying. Sorry. Because why would it be the same? Okay, import, download, config, play, Cura profile. It is an unknown type or corrupted. Even better. Even better. I love that. Hey, Mudlight, how's it going? What did I do? I just got in. So we haven't done anything. All we've done really is did our initial bed level. And, well, we peeled off the plastic on the screen in the bed. We cleaned the bed. We did our initial bed level. Now we're running a test print. And we're just kind of tweaking and dialing in our bed level using the knobs, right? So I have a camera on a tripod sitting right in front of the printer versus on the side where it normally is. And now I'm trying to run through their instructions to install profiles. And it tells me to download the Cura plugin, but when I download the print configuration files for various materials, it's not showing me the same thing that it's showing in the video, which is slightly annoying. Yeah, I'll have to go with just slightly annoying. So, oh, yeah, no, so the video, right, our video here says download the files. I downloaded the files, and of course, when I downloaded them, they both were zipped. So then I'm going through here. I am not a Cura person, right? I've been using Prusa Slicer exclusively for like 2 years. And it comes in and says, click on import, and it's got a Cura profile, right? There is nothing with a .cura profile that I downloaded from the location that it sent me to. So that's annoying. I've got profiles that won't load in the version of Cura that they told me to download. Now, the files say they were last modified on April 26th. So here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm trying to follow their video, which is older than the files that are there, which tells me to use Cura 4.13.0. So here's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to go into download, and I'm going to install Cura 5.4 and see if those new profiles will actually work with Cura 5.4. Because, well, why not? I mean, at this point, no harm, no foul. And it may just be, it annoys me enough that we start doing upgrades sooner than planned. No, I say that. I really don't want to. I really want to try and get this to work. So I downloaded the version of Cura that the instructions were telling me to, which was 4.13. I also downloaded 5.4 while I was there because that's the latest version of Cura. And Oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely annoying when, well, and the thing is at least they told us to go get Ultimaker Cura from the website. They didn't provide a reskinned version of Cura and call it their slicer, right? Because that would have been even more annoying. So nice thing is it went over the original one, so it understands that I have a printer installed already. I'm going to go into profiles. I'm going to say import. Yeah, and it really doesn't like these profiles. Like, I don't know, are they material profiles that? It says print configuration files from various materials. Yeah, it really doesn't like the, it doesn't like it. So whether I go with the old or the new, it doesn't like whatever these files are that were downloaded. It does provide new start and ending G-code text. I am going to copy those and paste those in on the printer config under machine settings. Because what we do is, since there isn't a Flying Bear Reborn 2 in the Cura base profiles, we start off by grabbing a Ghost 5, I believe it was. And so all we're going to do is rename that, resize the print bed, and then update the starting and ending G-code for the printer. Yeah, I don't know. So we're just gonna do that. We've updated. I'm not going to worry about this profile. We'll have to figure out a profile ourselves, I guess. Well, like I said, it just annoys me because it says there should be a .cura profile, and there's not. There's a .pla, a .tpu, a .whatever, and they're not in the right formats to actually bring them over. Now it's telling you to do the start and end G code, which I did, and we'll just have to figure out the rest of the profile as we can. And I'll show you in a second. So I just did this part here. Hey Darth Gollum, welcome in. Thank you for resubscribing. For those of you that have subscribed in the past and are no longer subscribers or want to subscribe, remember we are in September, which means that you can subscribe now for 1 and 3 months for 25% off, and 6 months or longer, I believe it's 30% off. So yeah, they have a screw and nut download file. And see, here's the other thing that's annoying is down here at the bottom, they've got a Reborn 2 Google Drive file. If you go to that, it goes to a folder that only has the firmware for the MKS board, the Marlin firmware, right? It doesn't have the folder for you to get all the Cura profiles and the Cura stuff. So if you go to get that, it shows a QR code. So you actually have to go to a QR code on your phone in order to go to the right folder to get the Cura profile. Then you go get the Cura profile and it's not even in the right format. You had to rename it, which once again, I shouldn't have to rename a file. So I'm going to change views because I set up this other view here so that we can chat. So it's going to be a full display over here. So when I go to downloads, I downloaded these two zip files. I unzipped them or extracted them, and the configuration file had a bunch of zip files in it. So then I had to go and unzip these. And Reborn 2 PLA Cura profile. That wasn't a .Cura profile, I don't think. Maybe it was a .Cura profile. But it's a .Cura profile that's a folder. So if I come in here I'm in the profile, down, manage profiles, import, right? So I click that, it doesn't let me actually import that, right? Yeah. So it's looking for a .Cura profile or a .G code or something. If I say all files, this is their naming, Flying Bear Base Extruder, Reborn2.pla. So you're saying rename this to .Cura profile? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, why would I have to rename it? Why the hell wouldn't it be that way already? That is beyond asinine. I'm going to lose that. That just makes zero sense to me. Oh, I did, Papa Bear. I tried doing it without the name, and it tells me to go pound sand. Right? So here it is. Don't rename it. Say open. And it throws an error. It tells me it's not the right file type. But if I come in here, and go up to nylon now, rename it, with Cura Profile, then it imports it. Makes zero sense. And if it needs to be that way, then it should have come that way in the zip file. Yeah, so now it has the different ones, and I should probably go in and rename that because that's going to be annoying. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, and see, that's just, to me, that is just annoying because a normal person wouldn't try that, right? A normal, like, once again, our printers, if you're getting a printer that you can assemble in like 30 minutes, like an Ender 3, or even this, which took us a few hours, right? And you have video instructions, they should work. And the fact that you changed the actual install, it just, that's annoying. It's just plain annoying. I'll just do that. I'll just say that. And I am not going to do a test printer with, or a test print with sorry, it's killing me that this front edge here is, once again, it looks like it's too high. So I'll say that part right there is annoying. And the fact that they should be able to provide you some basic information that you can put into any slicer. And if not, then you should be providing me good profiles that have been vetted, and they should be named the same. Don't sit here and all of a sudden upload some of the latest, greatest, whatever profiles that have a bunch of different names that don't match your instructions. Either update your instructions if you're doing a video, or make sure that it's named the same thing. That's where I'm going to leave that. We do have the ability to do Wi-Fi. I think we can go through and do that even while this thing is printing. But I will say, I'm not going to let this just continue to print here. We will print something else. Oh, hey, Chewy, thank you for using your Prime subscription. Thank you for subscribing. 8 months, yeah. Hey, I think that's pretty much the whole time I've been streaming, because I really started streaming right at the end of January. So I've only been streaming for about 8 months. And by the way, guys, I have a hard stop in about an hour at 8:30. So I do have an alarm set on my home assistant device because I do have a conference call that I have to get on to at 9 p.m. my time. So once again, I do have a hard stop coming up. Oh, thanks, Mod Light. Yeah. Like I said, I don't use Cura. In fact, I don't have it installed on any of my machines. I've got Idea Maker installed for using with the Enderbelt. I've had Prusa Slicer installed, which I still use for all of my Prusa stuff. But just about everything else is configured for Orca Slicer. And this will be too very shortly. Because I should be able to basically use default Orca Slicer settings and just set up a generic printer for the right size. Right. I think we're getting there. Sure, Monlight. Say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Okay. And once again, sorry, I know I've got a weird setup going today. I am going to try and walk through and see if we can't set up the Wi-Fi on this, because the MKS board itself does come with Wi-Fi. Back to our other screen. We'll do this one. I just kind of dropped you guys down. I should probably pick you guys back up here. Yeah, I am going to kill this print. I think we got what we needed out of it. Let me see. We're going to go to move V down. Wrong way. V up. I just want to drop it down a bit so I'll be able to scrape this off eventually. Like I said, these first couple of outer bands were way too high. Then I think I got a little bit low. As you can see, they're not attached. So but we'll let that cool off just a little bit, and then we'll be able to test out our, what I'm going to refer to as our honkin' chonkin' pancake spatula, because this thing is humongous. The first time I've had a spatula that's that darn big, but I like how it's offset. We should be able to use this to get under the edge and pull her up. That worked pretty good. You have a little bit there where we were a little low, but that's okay. That'll disappear when we put a PEI sheet on it anyhow. Yeah, that's the nice thing about glass is stuff can come off very easily, especially once you let it cool. But let's once again come back in here and see if we can't configure Wi-Fi and get that set up, because, well, why not? It's Wi-Fi capable, so let's get that set up. And I'm going to have to drop you guys down here and see if we can't get a better look at the screen. Oopsie. Really need like a zoom, but we don't have one. So let's see where we start off. Tools, Wi-Fi, and prayers connected, blah, blah, blah. We'll reconnect. It sees a Wi-Fi that it likes. We'll click on that. we're going to play this again. On the one you want, click on it. That's what I thought. Click on it. Oh, there we go. Now it wants me to put in, I'm assuming, a password, which I am not going to show you all. And it's going to be fun because, you know, as a security guy, I actually use a big or a long password. No. Oh, this is going to be fun. You almost need a stylus to do this. Okay, it is joining the network. Printer is connected, and it has an address of 236. So, yay. Put in your Wi-Fi information. Scan a QR code to download a plugin. Okay, and that's the MK plugin. Let's see if this one actually works again. So we're going to go back to our Reborn 2. There's the MKS plugin. I'm assuming we'll use the newest one. Wi-Fi plugin. Okay. Yeah, and that's why my light, I try and use, like I'm trying to use Orca for everything. I use Prusa specifically for the Prusas, especially for my Mark III because it's got a MMU on it. You would have to use Prusa Slicer to get the best thing out of it. But I hate, I shouldn't say I hate. I am no longer fluent with Cura. I'll put it that way. This does have the MKS Robin Nano board in it. And our last video, or our part 1 video, which is out there, should be on both Twitch and YouTube. We actually take the bottom off and show you the board and everything. Oh, well, like I said, I'm going to use the plugin that they supply here, and we're just going to follow their process. I don't like that they're like, oh, use this QR code. So I'm watching a YouTube video. The only way I can do a QR code is to get it with my phone, which is a completely different device. So how the hell do I get the link over on the computer that I'm running my YouTube video on? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, we'll give this a try and see if this works. So we downloaded it. Zip file, we'll extract it. And put it in the plugins folder of Cura. Awesome. That's simple. Ultimaker Cura. Yeah, that's okay. Now I'm looking like, okay, what program files, Ultimaker Cura, plugins. Okay. So that is not the same location for the newer version of Cura, which is awesome. 413 plugins. Hey, there you go. Okay. So we got it installed in the old version of Cura. How about the new version of Cura? Oh, so does anybody know where the plugins folder is for the new version of Cura? Asking for a friend. Good luck. Yeah. You know where I can download it and it will install without having to put it in. Well, once again, trying to follow the directions, but yeah, that's only going to go so far before I get really flipping annoyed and just say the hell with it. Oh, hey, look. If I right click, this is awesome. Okay, so we're over here, right? Same thing. I go program files. If I go to Cura 413, boom, there's plugins folder. So I can just drag and drop the extracted plugin into here, and you're good to go, right? Oh, I know you're trying to help me. I know. If I come over here to 5.4, there is nothing called plugin here. And I have a feeling I know where it's at, but now this goes back to Cura. Why are you changing all your directory structure? Why? It should not need to be changed like that. So if I come over here to Ultimaker Cura, right, we're in 5.4, right? I click on help and I say show configuration folder. User, Lukingerin, app data, roaming, Cura, 5.4. Here's a plugin folder. So it's under the individual user? That makes no sense. You got to install it from the marketplace? Okay, marketplace. Let's do MKS, I'm assuming. MKS Wi-Fi plugin 142. This is a plugin to connect Wi-Fi with, or connect with TFT35 Wi-Fi. So the one that they're telling me to use, which is for the MKS, which is on the controller board, because this makes it sound like it talks to the TFT Wi-Fi. What do you mean work for you? Installing it into the directory or installing it into, or doing it through the marketplace? Okay, Monlight. Exactly. Exactly. So I want to downloads. Copy. We'll play this out, Monlight. We can do it from the marketplace as well. I just want to see. So put it there. Relaunch Cura. So we'll close out Cura, and then we'll relaunch it. I don't want to download the screw and nut. Manage printers, set Wi-Fi. Okay, so we'll go into Firmware Reborn, manage printers. We have an MKS Wi-Fi now. Monlight. It's all good. I'm just trying to follow the instructions from the video, and if it works, it works. If not, then we'll go back and do it through the marketplace. I'm just trying to follow the initial instructions that came with the printer, and if it fails, we'll do something else. But thanks for coming out and hanging out, Monlight. So connect to a network printer. We'll say add. Enter the IP address. The IP address was 192.168.10. Was it 238? What IP did it have? 236. We'll put that IP in. We'll say OK. Clicked on it. It does come up with the IP address. Type is a TFT Wi-Fi. There's the address. They connect. And it looked like it connected because it looks like we've got temperatures. So that's good. Can we do things like home X and Y? That's a yes. Can we home Z? And that's a yes. Nope, that was, yeah, so we're home in Z now. We just home Z. So let's say I want to move Z down, which will be in the positive direction, right? Yep. So we can move things around. That's Y. On Z. So it looks like we got connected. Into Cura preferences, Cura config, then profiles, then import and Shazam. Okay. Exactly. Built over bot. Like I said, I'm just trying to follow the directions and make sure that we can actually make it work following the directions. This isn't, I'm not saying I'm reviewing the printer, but I'm looking at this printer as if I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am. And once again, I would assume that the instructions I'm seeing here is exactly what I'm going to see when I go to their website. When I go to their QR code and it's something different, it's kind of annoying, right? So what we need to do is actually pull something down because, like I said, I don't want to do their nut thing, even if they do have. Oh, look, you're killing me. So, sorry. So I just went, let me go full screen again. Nope. Let me do full display. Okay. So I'm in the Reborn 2. This is where I just got, here's the Cura plugin, where we said go to the Cura plugin, and you'll get your start and end G code, and then your Cura profiles, right? That were all jacked up, didn't have the Cura profile ending. So I come back to the Reborn 2, which is where I got the MKS plugin that we just installed, right? Following their guides, and we got it up. So I was like, oh, well, let me go to the print test. Think I'm going to find that screw and nut G code. Look what's sitting here. The TPU Cura profile, the PLA Cura profile. and they're actually named appropriately. So I would be able to download these and actually import the profile. Can you see how somebody would be annoyed over that? Just saying. Need to start reviewing printers. You can more than pretend to be a moron. Dude, I'm sitting here like, I think I'm a pretty decent guy. I've built a few printers, right? I've had to troubleshoot a few printers. You've been here for the Rook builds, and you've been here for trying to do enclosures on things, or as I'm putting 5 mods onto a printer as I'm building it, and we have issues with mod compatibility and stuff. And uh-oh, I think we just bobbled the stream there. And you just see how annoying it can be when the instructions change and they don't say anything. Hey, Modlight, welcome back. Yeah, it does allow it to be tuned for each material, but it's just annoying when you go into a completely different folder than what they tell you to do, and you find the file names actually named the right way. And like I said, this is a screw and nut. It's a G-code file. It keeps telling me to download the STL file, I believe, not the G-code file. So I'm not going to do that. But what we will do is just come over here and go to printables and see if there's anything interesting on the first couple of pages. I'll use some of those. Sound diffusion panels, that's nice. Big enough, I could probably do a few of those on here. Really, there's nothing quick and simple on here. All right, guys, what should I be looking at? A headset hanger that I can put on my desk so I don't keep knocking off the one that I'm using. Need files, like how many files do you need for a headset hanger? I mean, it's pretty much you need a hook and a screw, right? I think I would need that. Don't know why I would need that, but what the hell. So we got all three. Let's go back here to prepare. Don't even put it on the plate. This has really been a while since I've used Cura. Grab them all. Please tell me there's an auto arrange feature. These all models. There we go. Yeah, I'm using stock settings. This is our first attempt to print. So I have never seen model. I did auto arrange, and this is what it did. So it's still below the plate, which I don't get why they would be below the plate. And 3MF files. They're flat on bed. This one I need to rotate. Kind of annoying. That's twice. Print over flying bear. Sorry. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. If you've been using Cura, it'll go great. But if you don't, then it takes you a while to get used to the interface. Like I could have busted that out real quick in Crucial Slicer or Orca. Control R. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Everything Plus Ultra, how you doing? Yeah, that's true, Mod Light. Everything is annoying me a little bit. I think I need more coffee and some cake because cake makes everything good, right? No, I'm just really not used to Cura. So yeah, it is a little bit frustrating. But we're sending this file over. Oh no, I understand. I understand. I am a little frustrated at this point. You know, on the Vorons or whatever. I mean, we would have just been like bang, 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 done. Let's go, right? Been printing stuff. We'd have a couple of cubes done by now or something. And this is Cura is not my forte, and let me just make sure we did this with standard quality, generic PLA. I didn't even grab the PLA profile that we uploaded to. So custom profile. Let me do the Flying Bear Reborn PLA. 2 hours and 3 minutes versus this says it'd just be like 2 hours and something. I don't know. But we are, let me switch the camera view. No, not that one. You guys don't want to see me, do you? Well, we are starting to print. So it did do the upload and it is starting to print. So we are printing wirelessly via Marlin. So we'll see how that works out for us. All your stuff is using the Robin MKS boards? What all printers do you have on, Light? That's what I've seen it work in Orca Slicer under Clipper. And I do know that you can clipperize the Robin MKS Nano boards. So we will be clipperizing this. And I will be probably running a Raspberry Pi Zero and just adding it in to the bottom of the printer. So the build over bot. The print volume on this printer is 325 by 325 by 350. So X and Y is 325 and it's 350 in Z. So let me bring you guys up here. So the purge line is set on the left-hand side. I'll say a la Creality, right? Because I know that's how Creality normally did it back in the day. Sorry for all the adjustments here. Just trying to get you guys up so you can see it going down. It still looks like it might be a little bit too close on the right-hand side of that, but that's why we do the not the brim, but the skirt. Helps us adjust some things. Weird. So it looked like it was too far down on the right and then too far up on the left. Looks like we're going to have to get that ABL sensor on here sooner rather than later. But we will do that on Thursday. Like I said, I've got a hard stop in about a half an hour due to a 9 p.m. Eastern Time meeting. So Thursday, we will definitely put the PEI bed on here and get the ABL going because like I've never seen a glass bed that is this much of a pain in the butt to get the first layer figured out. Well, we will do the PEI and the ABL. Uh-oh, did I drop? Hey, Pete, how you doing? Yeah, it looks clean, but it's not. It's I still have an issue with my first layer height. Um, but yeah, we'll get the ABL sensor on. In fact, while this is going, let's open up the other box and I'll show you what came in the other box. Um, Once again, we've got all the QR codes to join all their various social media accounts. We've got the ABL sensor. Let me put this over here. We got the ABL sensor, right? Which is this piece right up here. And it also comes with the printed mount part and the screw and the nut that you'll use to mount it. I don't know what this flag would be here for. I'll have to check that out as to why it came with another flag, because that would be the metal flag for the IR sensors that it uses. And then we've got the PEI sheet. So the magnet and the PEI. And it looks like it is a dual-sided textured PEI sheet. So we will be installing that next stream on Thursday. Okay. Yeah, not a problem, Monlight. Like I said, I just wanted to try and check the follow the stuff as much as possible. And yeah, I was definitely going to, like I said, I was going to try and do the manual directions, and if that didn't work, then yeah, I would have done the marketplace as well. I just wanted to see if it would work or not. But thanks, bud. Thanks for providing your inputs, and don't ever think that I was discounting you and not listening. Yeah, Timor, that's the thing, is a lot of people have said that this sensor is flaky and or not the best. And it's, I'll say, here's your wiring. You've got the sensor wire that goes as a single sensor that you would place in your, I think, Z-Min in-stop position. And then you've got two bare tinned wires that get added directly to the power supply to get 24 volts. So you have power and ground. It's a weird setup. And yeah, it's a, I can't even pronounce that, but I'll try and get it up here and see if it will. Come on, you can do it. Focus. Please focus. Oh, close. Focus. There we go. So it is quite possible that this is just a crappy sensor, and it may be, I will try it, right? I've heard a lot of people say that it's really flaky and it's not sensitive enough. So I have not seen, I haven't really looked for too many mounting options for other sensors. I would put, either a BL Touch or a Pendaprobe on it in a heartbeat. Or I do have a different type of similar sensor, but I think it would mount differently. This is, I want to say, no, it'll mount the same way. I'd have to check if it's 24 volt or not, but I want to say this is for a, God, I can't remember, maybe an Anycubic, but this should be kind of the same thing. It's bought it off Amazon, so I'll have to double check. It's like a GL-88H. So Golf Lima -8 Hotel. Yeah, it's not Anycubic. I want to say this is a Z sensor for something. And it's actually a Z end-stop sensor for something. It's not an actual ABL. But I was going to use it potentially as an ABL, because if it's as long as it's a magnetic type sensor, it should be able to work as either a Z end stop or an ABL. Shouldn't matter. But yeah, if everything I see about that sensor says it really sucks, and I think it sucks, I will definitely look for something different. And there are a few sensor types on, or not sensor types, but I want to say there are a few things on printables for the Reborn 2. Let's jump over to printable. Reborn 2. Oh yeah, it could be that their particular sensor was bad. It could be something they did to install it. Like, quite honestly, I'm not going to put bare wires on a power supply. I'm going to actually plug it in somewhere, right? Either I'm going to put connectors on it, fork connectors on it and do it right, or I will find a spot on the board that supplies 24 volt and physically plug it in. I will not do bare wires. It's just not going to happen for me. Let me put this bed in here so I don't damage it. I mean, the packaging for this bed is pretty darn good. But yeah, I will. Like I said, my plan is to use all of the stock stuff as stock and print with things and then upgrade, because we're going to upgrade it. We're going to put clipper on it. Yeah, no bare wires. Did I say wire hangers? Yeah, and that's the thing, especially, so like if I'm buying a Pendaprobe from Prusa, or if I'm buying a a BL Touch directly from ANSI Labs or one of their reputable sources, or if I'm buying like a CR Touch, which I've never used a CR Touch, but if I get a CR Touch directly from BQ, I expect them to work. I expect to have very few DOAs, right? But if I buy something off AliExpress, I'll be a little skeptical. Quite honestly, there's a part of me that wants to buy an actual Omron SSR and replace the one that's in here. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I would prefer not to burn down my house. My wife would, I think that would be the definitive end of me in my streaming career in 3D printers if I burned down the house. So let's see. We've got upgrades, which is great. Upgrades, Reborn 2. That's nice. What upgrades? Heat sink, so you can up the XY stepper motor currents. You got the PEI magnetic sheet. Put it directly on the glass. Knock off CHC nozzles. Okay, but what the heck are the printed parts for? Okay, looks like fan ducts because he mounted some 5015s on it. Okay. There's some upgrades there. Light bar, TPU feet, an air outlet. So this would be new fan duct, or not, yeah, fan ducts. Here's the top cover. Now this piece here, right here in the middle, that is something I will probably look at because that is a lower overall height and volume than that pop-up tent thing. So I may look at doing that down the road because it'll, I've got slanting roofs on in my room up here. And if I put another printer downstairs in the kitchen, yeah, I might get divorced. Oh, look, a BL Touch support. This looks like a mounting spot to put a BL Touch on the right-hand side. Oh, description. Let me know if you like it. Okay. But I've checked the board again. I think you can use a BL Touch with the MKS Robin. But it looks like it's just, oh yeah, that's a basic simple mount for a BL Touch. And you could probably modify something like this for a CR Touch because the CR Touch are so small. But that would be a quick, easy print, be able to put a BL Touch on the side of this. Different filament guide. Oh, look, a mount to put a stealth burner on there. And, well, the sensor they're supplying is a 24-volt sensor for their ABL. And I know the stealth burner, you can do ABL. Yeah, yeah. If you got a stealth burner mount for it, then you can put a stealth burner on it. Now the question is does it accommodate for a in-stop? Few millimeters and Y will be lost. X in-stop trigger must be filed away a few millimeters for X in-stop switch is located closer to the rail. X in-stop requires some, okay. There's one carriage type, here's another. Yeah, so it looks like there's a couple of different carriage mount types for the Flying Bear Reborn. So you can do a stealth burner if you really wanted to. Different cooling vents, filament sensor clip, Mac vector duct mount. Okay. And then some collections of mods. Yeah, it looks like there's a couple of things. Like, quite honestly, I wouldn't mind putting the BL Touch on here because I know I can get one quickly. And it looks like a very quick print. Of course, like I said, we'll try the sensor that comes with. If it works, great. If not, then no big deal. Possibly. I believe this looks like an MGN 12, probably an H rail. So, yeah, we could potentially put a tap on it. And it should be solid enough because we removed the flags, which means we'd be able to go up higher. The flags for the ZN stop, so we'd be able to go all the way up to the tool head. What I would do would crank down all four of the corners and make the bed springs as tight as they can be. We'd mount the PEI sheet on it, and it'd be rigid enough that you could do tap. Hell, you could do tap on the glass if you really wanted to. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. What are we printing this at? We're printing temperature. Oh, wow. It dropped the temp down to 190. I'm going to change that. I don't know why those default profiles drop the temp down so much. I cranked the heat up a bit and I just told it to go to 150% print speed. We'll see if we can get it to go a little bit faster. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, for the Rook 2020, I mean, you can probably go and get a set of 2020 rails or 2020 extrusions and all that stuff off of Amazon or AliExpress because I think you can find the 200 millimeter 2020 extrusions in bulk packs of 10 or even a dozen. And then it's just getting the corner brackets, and then you need fasteners, but you probably already have M5 fasteners and stuff. Have I seen Nero 3D's hammer? I'm gonna have to say no, Timor. Which hammer are you referring to? I mean, I've seen his like expensive dead blow one that he uses, or that he used to use at work. Okay, there you go. From 8020.net. Okay. Oh, okay, guys. I'm going to say we've got 7 minutes left before my hard stop time. This is going to continue printing, and we will. I will, honest to God, take a picture of this as it still sits on the bed and post it to Twitter later tonight because it should be done before I'm done with my 9 o'clock meeting. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to check out the 8020.net because I've gone through Masumi and gotten some stuff. And I mean, it's not bad, but I was watching Nero earlier today as he was building his, or wiring up his VZBot. I still want to do one of those, but I think my next build, I've got the Ender 3 Core XY kit that I'm picking up from Scott Edge of 3D at Earth. And that does have the ByQ H2 V2S and the SKR Mini E3 V3. So the ByQ that I got with the belt printer. So this one is going to be given away this month, or maybe right after Earth, we'll see. But yeah, this one will be given away on the channel to one lucky winner. I just need to figure out the best way to do a giveaway because I haven't done a giveaway yet on the stream, and I know I've got basic giveaway ability, but I want to make sure I know how to use it before I try and do it. So I need to just test it out and make sure how it's going to work. And then I will give that away on stream, and I will announce that ahead of time so everybody has a chance to come out and join. I'll probably do that on a Saturday stream just to make sure we get a few people here. Sorry, I'm looking and I'm getting some ugliness on the one piece. Okay. So we'll be doing the Ender 3 Core XY. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Chewy is talking to me about whether or not I will build a Voron if he sends me all his parts. If he does, then I'll build that. I may do another build for somebody else if we can get that going. So these will be builds that I will do on stream and then ship or somehow send them to their rightful owners at the end. And I'm talking to KB3D Chris, and I will be talking to him at Earth about the potential of doing a sponsored black box build on the stream. So that will be like, Nero and or Steve builds and Modbot's VZBot builds. It's going to be a long one because that is a huge printer with multiple tool heads and all of that good stuff. So sorry about that. Oh yeah, not a problem. Thanks for hanging out, Mod Light. Get some rest, my dude. And yeah, definitely much love. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for helping. So yeah, we've got a few things in the works. We definitely have Earth coming up. So I'm not sure if I will attempt to stream at Earth or if I'm just going to do some things afterwards. Yep, we'll give it a second or two. Just waiting for the ad break to finish. Oh, thanks, Monlight. We're back. Okay, thanks, Monlight. Thanks for providing that link. Definitely have a great night. I need to start looking. We're getting close to my hard deadline, so we need to figure out who to raid into. I'm seeing a few people. I see Esrona's on playing Destiny 2. There's a few people on there playing Destiny 2 or Baldur's Gate. We've got Astro Canucks on. I'm not sure what he's talking about tonight. Deep Images of Space. We've got Sid Heresy on. We've got Babe Ross on. Astro Canuck. Oh, hey, Britt. Alexa, stop. Yeah, we can jump over to Astro Canuck. Great night for art and space stuff. Gotcha. Yeah, we'll actually jump over to Astro Canuck. That's fine. I haven't jumped over and raided him in a while. So we can do that. Thanks everybody for being here. Sorry for my bit of frustration. I will post pictures of this, good, bad, or ugly at the end. And I'll continue to play around with some other prints over the next couple of days. Sorry about that. Thursday, we will add the PEI sheet and we will add the ABL sensor that is an OEM part of the Flying Bear ecosystem. And we'll try and get that going. If that works and we have success with it, great. If not, we'll look at maybe a different mod. We are going to look at also doing a conversion to Clipper and repinning the MK or the MKS TFT35 display to work with Clipper. So we will look into doing that as well. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for providing so much love. Thank you for the folks that subscribed and followed on the stream tonight. It's because of you that I'm able to continue to bring new content to the stream and do great things for the community. So I'm going to go ahead and get that raid started. Please go with me over to Astro Canuck. And once again, I will see you guys again on Thursday and then again Saturday morning. Thanks all for being here. And we will hang out again soon. Have a great one, everybody. Oh, hey, Bionic. Welcome on in. Oh, where's my... There we go. Sorry. Bye, everybody.